Thanks for staying tuned. This is still iBrand Daybreak, and definitely we'll be delving into the next conversation. Margaret.
Oh yeah, the next conversation, of course, what has been on the news for some days now. Oh, well, yesterday, the break of the EFCC into Rochas Okorocha's house, and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Tuesday arrested former Governor of Imo State, Senator Rochas Okorocha, after a long siege to his Maitama residence in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The EFCC officers whisked the embattled former governor away at exactly 6:48 p.m. in their vehicle after breaking into his living room. Reacting to EFCC's presence at his residence, Senator Okorocha accused the agency of holding him hostage in his own home. Meanwhile, the agency said the move was as a result of Senator Okorocha's refusal to honor their invitations after jumping administrative bail. Well, Dr. Dayo Kayode is right here to help us dissect the video. I would have said the video because I saw the video. Help us dissect this conversation. Dr. Dayo, you saw the video, and the way you're moving your head, probably you have a lot of things to say. We saw how the break-in was. We saw how they evacuated people from his house, the crowd of people in his house, and his statement. But before I would delve into his statement and what he said and what he did not say, what's your 2 cents on it?
My 2 cents on it.
Probably 5 cents, whichever.
You see, when you are in a state of war, all is well. Because Machiavelli said, the end justifies the means. Remember, Okorocha too collected the 100 million naira form. And he also said, if my brother is contesting, I will support him. You know that is brother. And that same is brother. A lot of schemings are going on to scheme him out. I will not want to mention him. Yeah.
12 against 14.
Okay. 12 against 14. Okay now.
You said that. It was you who said that.
This I'm saying. You understand?
Yeah.
Again, why is it that it's on the day that they want to do screening? I mean, where has EFCC been since all these days?
Well, they talked about rejection of not honoring,
Is it today? But is it today that he has not been honoring the invitation? Is it today? Then even how much is the money? When I was looking,
2.9 billion.
2.9 billion.
Can you compare it to 80 billion? Listen, can you compare to some other people that are even more than that? I'm not justifying him doing that. Do you understand? But you are asking for my 2 cent comments on that. And because I am a political technocrat, I have to look at it also from the political angle. You see, I always want political process to be fair to all participants. So don't let us sort of suppress. Look at the kind of suppression that was given to what's his name again, former vice president, during the Obasanjo era, during his second term. Every other person that were around him, that supported him, were one way or the other dealt with, including, is he Alamisi or Alamisi Gaga? They always call it different pronunciation. Including Dari, including Ibori. That's why his problem started. Including so many of them from the South. Do you understand? So we should allow, and that's why I said the other time that if only EFCC is being allowed to do its work accordingly, we will have seen a better fight against corruption in this nation. But because we always use EFCC as an instrument of oppression at the time that we need them. And you can now see my opinion as a guy whether Nigerian constitution is okay or not.
Let's look.
We are always too personalistic when we are applying some laid down rules and regulations.
Okay, let's look at it this way. I mean, beyond would still delve to the issue of corruption and all of that. The manner of arrests, you know, effecting the arrest is what you want to put into question, and this is repeated over time.
Yeah,
it's something we've seen. It's a recurring motif. Where is the place of following the due process? Yes, invitations have been turned down. Should there be, you know, a siege at his home to the point wherein they have to forcefully break in? This is not someone who is armed. He isn't a terrorist and what have you. Are there not other ways to effect an arrest? The reason is we've had this repeatedly. You had the last case that was this, you know, public was that of Joy, known as the former MD of NNDDC, where the River State governor had to go rescue NDDC. Had to go rescue her.
About those of the judges.
Judges as well. You had a Supreme Court justice, Odili, you know, whose home was also again,
just because of the husband.
Yeah.
Again, all of these things, are these the proper ways to, you know, effect arrests, bring about honoring of invitations and what have you?
You see, not until when we redefine our nation, when we redefine our nation, all these things will still be happening. Redefinition in terms of operational system, okay, operational system, whereby what we call separation of powers will be according to the dictates of such, then we'll still be seeing all this.
How about the rules of engagement?
Listen.
NDLEA, EFCC.
Listen, yes, there are rules of engagement, but how about those executing those rules of engagement? Are they removing it from themselves? You know, all these things, they are interwoven, Samson.
Yep.
They are interwoven. Inasmuch as you are now allowing EFCC to remove its apron from the executive, you will still be seeing this. Even so, also, that's why I love what INEC is doing. If only truly is going to live by it. Say nobody can stampede him to changing the timetable.
Yes.
All right, I pray and I hope Professor Mahmoud will stand by his words, because at the end of the day, it will also he will also be able to write his name in gold, just as Professor Atahiru Jega did. But can EFCC also do same? Will EFCC be allowed to do same? I was on one platform the other time, we're talking about whether EFCC have been doing well. They always do this thing on the pages of news. I say no. With all intents and purposes, EFCC have not been given the requisite operational independence.
Well, let's look at it this way. I mean, we've had a Supreme Court justice. I mean, number 2, in fact, whose house has been laid, you know, sage and all of that. You've had a prominent politician, former governor, and all of that. How much more the common man? And we've heard of several cases wherein, you know, NDLEA officials, EFCC officials just bust into homes, destroy properties, and all in the name of effecting arrest. Again, may not be police in that sense, but this is another form of brutality from law enforcement agents, you know, in the nation. How do we address issues of, you know, brutality from law enforcement agents if these can be happening to, you know, prominent people? Because the common man who is just signaled and the next thing is sleeping right at home, his house is, you know, invaded and destruction of properties and all. How do we go about correcting this? Because you've talked about, yes, detaching the EFCC, ICPC, and the rest of them detaching from the executive and not to be used as a political tool. But there are rules of engagement that should dictate the conduct of these officials in the course of discharging their duties.
All these things you have put together must work within a system. Yes or no? Must work within a system. But when a subsystem is faulty, what happens to the whole system? Look at this, your small finger. This your small finger. God forbid bad thing. Go and let a small whitlow. Small whitlow, or okay, boil, ordinary boil. Let it be there. Whether you be able to sit where you are sitting. So it's because our system is not working. Our system has been polluted. We have a kind of how do I put it now? It's even beyond kwashiorkor within our system. So not until when we are able to treat that system to be workable, we still be seeing all this.
But Dr. Dayo,
no matter what, we still be seeing all this.
Now let's look at it from another angle. Could it be that the EFCC were just trying to be proactive? We've seen, for instance, the case of the former governor of
proactive in what sense?
Former governor of Anambra State, who after the inauguration of the swearing in of the new governor was caught trying to leave the country. Now, could it be that this is a proactive move? Because you mentioned the mode of arrest. They arrested him at the point where the
is Okorocha having immunity?
Well, no, he's not. But then it could be also be a proactive.
Proactive in what sense? Please.
They could have they could have placed a no travel ban.
No travel ban,
with fun rather than effect the arrest this way.
Listen, was Okorocha traveling?
No, that's what I'm saying.
He's still within the country. He's even contesting. He's even supposed to go for screening.
Yeah, he asked them to permit him to go for the screening even with the arrest. He pleaded with the EFCC to do that. But then it could be another move just to make sure that there is no
let us call a spade a spade. You know the meaning?
I don't know the meaning.
There is no this fly on top of water that is dancing. Then there is nothing underneath the water drumming for it. So are you with me? There is no smoke without fire. Let me put it that way again.
For all of the
it is all political. For all forget.
But then 2.9 billion naira is something
I'm not listen.
Start with.
You say what?
The money involved. If the FCC have said they have invited him and he's not honoring their invitation.
I'm not listen. I'm not saying why should he not honor the invitation. I'm not disputing that.
This is an extreme measure.
We are talking about what EFCC has done, and I'm not talking from this angle alone. I am talking generally. The way the executive has been going about harassing not only this government, successive government has been doing it. They just come up with all these agencies and then they use them, and that is why till today, I will not be part of them that will support state police. Do you understand? Because our politicians, they don't think of nothing other than how to suppress others in winning elections, which is not supposed to be. There are other better ways of winning elections than suppressing opponents. And these are issues between you and me. This Okorocha is not, the harassment of Okorocha is not Okorocha. It's to get at one or two people, like you said, 12 to 14.
Let's look at it this way. For all of the undertones and underpinnings to this arrest or innovation, in the first place, as he's not a formidable opponent or force within the primaries. That
but he has said he will withdraw his candidacy to support a particular person.
I'm not disputing, but what's the fan base?
And there are schemists against that same person.
What's the fan
base? So these are part of the schemists.
What's Okorocha's fan base and his clout, his pull within the APC, especially on the presidential?
You don't underrate anybody.
I'm not.
You never can, because